Hey, so the humming exercise, and this is the thing that I take with me everywhere I go, and sometimes I can do this 100 times a day. If I feel anything happening or flaring up in my body, I use the humming technique. And there are a couple of different schools of thought on this, but it works for two reasons. One reason it works is it acts like that stop button that we talk about in the brain retraining programs, because when you're humming, you're actively using your brain to do something else in your body, and it resonates in your chest. The second reason that this works is that it calms the vagus nerve, and by calming the vagus nerve, what that does is that helps to soothe the nervous system. So it's a double fold, small little thing that you can do that actually, the more and more you do it, the more it becomes this default setting to helping you turn things off and helping you be able to just recognize that the thoughts that you're having are just thoughts and they're not truths. I also use the hand on chest, and I do a little tapping on the collarbone. So tapping on the collarbone is an EFT thing, which is part of a brain retraining program. But the hand on the chest also soothes the nervous system. Now, the two schools of thought are that you can do 3 breaths or 5 breaths. I think ultimately it's up to you. Go with what your intuition says. I also choose to use an affirmation just at the end. So my current affirmation is I am safe and all is well. So let's just do 3 together. So what we do is we take a deep breath in, hold for a moment, and as we exhale, we hum. And I tap my chest, a little rub there. And at the end, I say my affirmation. So, I'm safe and all is well. As long as your exhale is longer than your inhale, it doesn't matter what the count is. Again. I'm safe and all is well. And the third one. I am safe and all is well. It doesn't, and some people think that you should hum one long note. Personally, for me, because I like to engage my brain in different ways, I hum songs usually, as long as they're like low ones. So the theme tune from Vikings is a really good one, or LaRue is another really, really good one. Okay, there we go. So that's the humming technique. I hope it works for you too. When and where I use the humming technique. So I'm at the supermarket now. My husband's just putting some petrol in the car, if you can hear noises. And I've come to the supermarket because I want to keep growing my capacity, but I'm tired, and I know I'm tired. So I'm feeling fatigue, and I'm also feeling some anxiety that I'm doing something that I think my brain says I shouldn't be doing. So what I'm going to do now is all the way, right now I've been sitting in the car just humming, and then when I walk around the supermarket I will probably be humming and rubbing my chest nearly the whole time I'm in there, because there's lots of people, there's lots of noise, but actually the hum helps me feel safe. So it will be like an on and off. I'll do a few and then I'll stop, and then when I start to feel the anxiety rising again, I'll do some more. Okay. So I was just sat downstairs and I did some climbing earlier, and I started to get a pain in my shoulder, and I could feel that it wanted to create a neural cascade of more symptoms. So because I felt the pain start to happen, I took the moment and I took the breath and I let out a and actually in that instance I only needed to do one, but because I caught the little neuron before it could fire properly. So that's a really great way of using the humming too. Okay, so I just did the breathing and the tapping and the humming. And said I am safe and all is well, because one of the pains I get is like a neuralgia in my teeth. And again, to stop it from becoming a really big sensation and catching those neurons before it turns into a cascade, my favourite phrase at the moment, neural cascade, the humming and the tapping. But it was a real like, okay, stop. And it was like stop in my tracks. I was walking from one room to the other and just stop and do it. Just catch it as fast as you possibly can. It's morning now and I am about to go to work. And I was sat here and I was having a lot of some really, really big feelings that were feeling really overwhelming. And because I was getting those feelings in my stomach, I was getting pain. So in Howard Schuberner's book, he talks about the unconscious mind, and in the unconscious mind you've got a little you and a parent you, and those two things, versions of you, are in conflict a lot of the time, and it's that conflict that causes the symptoms to happen. So because I noticed that I was having this really big moment, I just sat for a moment with my morning lemon water, and I asked little Katie and parent Katie what they were so afraid about, because obviously I'm back at work and this is quite a new thing for me, and I had a lot of previous, like, I used to get really stressed about work, so I just sat for a moment and I was like, okay, little Katie, what's the problem? And because those feelings were so big, I just had to sit and hum. So I was asking her what it was and just feeling it through and letting that hum. So I was just reminding myself that when I have those feelings, actually I'm safe to have those feelings. So that's another way that I use the hum. Getting ready for work, and I can feel my heart rate going up. So again, I'm humming right now. Just allowing my shoulders and making sure I smile this time to remind myself that actually I'm totally safe and all is well. Okay, again, using it again right now, even though it's probably, 35 minutes since the last time, because I've just opened my laptop and I can feel all of my anxiety rising. So I'm taking a moment to breathe and let it out. And I'm probably going to do this on and off. So I'm going to do 3 hours now. And I will take a little break in between to move myself around and to probably go and get a cup of tea and just to take a really long breath moment. But I'm probably going to do the breathing and the humming and the tapping, I would imagine, at least 6 times in the next 3 hours. Okay, I'm out walking in the woods because I'm out here lowering my nervous system anyway. So actually, rather than do it because I've got symptoms, I'm now going to take a moment just to breathe and hum to help my nervous system recognize this feeling. So this is the other way that I use the humming, is to do it as like the training for when I'm in the space when I need it. Don't know if you can hear that, but there are some dogs that have just started barking, so they've sent my heart rate up, which means I'm taking a moment to breathe and hum again. So I'm feeling tired now, and I know that my whole system wants me to lie down, but what I need to get is some food so that I can lie down without feeling like I'm really hungry, because it's not dinner time yet. So again, I'm using my humming right now to ground back into my body, so I don't have to worry while I make a snack that anything's going to go wrong. So I use painting as a way to feel my emotions safely. So actually what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to hum for the whole time that I'm doing the painting, probably just really deep breaths and slow humming exhales. So painting is a really good way to soothe the nervous system anyway, because of what it does in the brain and how we use our bodies. Like using my hands to express this stuff also goes back into the brain. So by adding the humming in this instance, I'm sort of like double whammying, helping my nervous system to rebalance. So I'm going to be humming for this as well. I've just finished dinner. I'm just about to sit down to try and watch some TV, and again I've got some symptoms. My nervous system is feeling all shaky because it's the end of the day and I'm tired. So I did my humming. But I actually just did 3 breaths this time rather than the whole 5, because it's just like as a way to help me settle. So I'm about to go up to bed. So before I go up to bed, the last thing I'm going to do is one more round of all of the breathing and just help my nervous system settle before I try and go and do all of my bedtime things. Okay, bye.